Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'll be showing you everything you need to know about the displacement modifier in depth, as well as using examples of we'll be making a knitted tree. I'm your guide, Mr. H, and let's get started. First up, we gotta make a tree. So we're just gonna click on our cube, go to modifiers here, add modifier, search, and look for subdivision surface. From there, we're gonna select the bottom part, press E, and we're just gonna scale it out like so. And now this part, we're gonna use the move tool to move up, and we're gonna use this as our base template for the rest of our trees. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I'm gonna add a loop cut down the middle here, gonna move it up, gonna select this right here and press I, and I'm also gonna scale that to be like so. Now we can select this face, click on X right here, and we're gonna make our first branch. Now we can just move that into place. So basically all I did was add a loop cut, then I pressed I to insert a face, and there you have it. I'm gonna make this just a little bigger. And now for our leaves, you're just gonna add a cube. We're gonna move it up, subdivision surface, scale it to be bigger, and just duplicate it. And this is our first tree. Now we can play around with our shape if we really like to. So I feel like this is kind of on an angle. There we go. That's just a little bit better. Okay. And this is gonna be our first tree shape. Let's duplicate this and let's make another. So I'm gonna just use this, so I already have it there. And we can make different types of trees. Let's make this bigger. And we're gonna make, I forgot what this one's called. Let's move this just a bit farther so it doesn't intervene. And let's add branches to this one in particular. So to add branches, we're just gonna add a loop cut, and we're just gonna move it down. Just keep adding loop cuts to where you want them. So I'm gonna add a branch there. I'm just gonna press I here, scale it on the x-axis, go back here and hold Control right click to extrude to my mouse. And now let's add another loop cut right here. Base select, I, scale X, and extrude to my mouse. You can play around with the sizes. And how everything looks. All right. And the last one I want to make will be flat. Let me make this bigger and scale it. And this part we can scale down and move up. And now let's make this smaller. So we just gotta play around with this until we find something we like. think it will need one more. And I feel like these, there you go. Just need to be a bit taller. Okay. Now that we have that, let's add some color, just so it's a little simpler to distinguish. And then these will be greenish. And then we can add that color to everything else. And then we can start playing with adding our textures and what the displacement modifier has to offer. Alright, now we can delete this. Okay. So, let me just play around with this real quick. Don't really like it too much right now. Okay, there you go. So, to add our textures, you're going to select an object and you're going to add a displacement modifier. From there, you click on new. You're going to rename our texture to knitted. And we got to change the coordinates from local to UV and the strength to 0.1. I'll show you what that is a little later. First, I want to set it up. Then you're going to click on open and find your texture. So I'll show you where we have our texture and where you can find it. So you're going to go to Chrome, search up Screws and Circuits, click on our website, the drop down, tutorials, and just left click this image and it'll download. Then we click on open, go to your downloads, and it should show up. So if you have a lot of downloads, you can switch it up here. If not, just click it. And now all we have to do is increase the number of faces. And you'll see our pattern starting to take place. Another adjustment, you see that there's a little bit of stretching here. You're going to go into edit mode by pressing tab, click A, go to UV, Smart UV Project, and change the island margin to 0.2. And now we have much less warping, but you will see where the faces meet, it just looks a little weird. Okay, so let's play with the values. So direction, if you change the direction, it will just change the direction to where your pattern is going, but it doesn't really work well. So I would say just keep it in normal. Then strength is how much texture is applied. So if we increase this, you can see the texture starts to overflow. You kind of want like a good median. So for us, in our case, would be 0.2. Then we have mid-level, which is just kind of how much you want it to, the thickness of your texture. So in our case, 0 seems to look the best. Alright. Then we have vertex groups. So a vertex group is basically a group of faces or vertices that you only want to apply the texture to. So for example, I don't want the texture to be applied here because when I print this, it's going to be very difficult. So what we can do, so for vertex group, you go to data, you can create a vertex group. I'm going to click it twice to rename it to textured. Now we're going to select a group of faces. So I'm going to select this bottom face and press Ctrl I to inverse the selection. And in the vertex group that I forgot to press enter to, we're going to click assign. And now it'll assign those faces. But we want to remove this bottom face so it doesn't have the texture there. So unfortunately, when you remove this bottom face, it also removes the touching faces, but that's okay. Now if we go back to object mode, we go to modifiers, and the vertex group, we select our vertex group. The bottom face will now not have a texture, and this will make it much easier to print out. So now let's work on the leaves. For the leaves, or for everything else, we're gonna hold left click, drag, and we're gonna hold Alt. When you hold Alt, the rest of the selected parts will now share any updates. So I'm gonna add displace. You can see they all clump up. We're gonna change the strength to 0.1. We're gonna change the texture to knitted and coordinates to UV. There are some unfortunate parts, like you gotta individually select the texture, which is unfortunate, but we can do that quickly. And let's just keep doing that as quickly as possible. And one last thing we can do is we can hold Alt again, and we can just type 5 here and press enter. And now all of them will share the same amount of subdivision surface, and this guy does not have a texture. So this guy accidentally has 2. Alright, much better. And let's make this just a bit better. There you go. Alright. So let's fix our stretching here. So if we see the objects here, because this is a rectangular face and our texture is squared, it has a hard time putting our squared texture into a rectangle. So once again, we can go to UV, Smart UV Project 0.2. And basically what that does is if we go to UV editing, we can see how the face looks. So this is what everything looks if it were in a 2D space. You can see when we select a face, it selects here. Now we select everything in edit mode, press A, UV Smart UV Project, and change the island margin to 0.2. It separates everything into their individual faces instead of being connected, which is what we want. Now we can change the mid-level to 0, and we can increase the strength. And we can also add a vertex group just so our bottom face does not have a texture and is easier to print out. So let's go to data, let's add a new group, and let's call this texture 2. Now we're gonna go to edit mode. We're gonna click assign, click this bottom face and remove. We can go back and select our vertex group now. And let's do the same here. The UV Smart UV Project, it's gonna unwrap that. Let's go to data, vertex group, call this textured 3. We're gonna click assign. When we click A, it selects everything and remove this bottom part. Now we can go here, texture 3. And we have some issues with this. So there's 2 things we can do. We can Smart UV unwrap, which I don't think it did much. Or we can increase the amount of subdivisions. Another cool thing we can do is, and you see how this is going from left to right? We can go to UV editing, and in modifiers, let's enable this to be seen in edit mode. When we just left click drag here, we can rotate these to be from bottom to top. And then you can do as so. So let's see what would be the best action. So I think that looks the best. And then you press E. So let me go. Oh, I have the snap feature enabled. So E, scale, E. And let's add a Smart UV project. There you go. Much better. So let's also change the direction of these. Put those mid values down. We can change the strength if we want our texture to pop out. So in this case, yes. Let's add a Smart UV project. I think I liked it better before. And let's see what this looks like with more faces. Yep, I think you just need more subdivisions. Now, I'm not going to add any more subdivisions to this one in particular because this looks good as is. And to change the direction, we just got left click drag here, press R, and we can rotate it. And we can change the direction of our texture. Let's do the same with these. So left click drag, rotates. Left click drag, rotates. Left click drag, rotates. So all I'm doing is pressing tab to exit edit mode and object mode. You can see it here. Left click drag, rotates. And let's see what we have so far. Yeah, I would say that looks much better. Now, if we want to export these to be 3D printed, we can just click on File, Export, STL. We're going to name this to Trees. Go to Downloads, Export STL. Now we can go to our File Explorer, go to Downloads, and just left click your STL twice. And if you have Bambu Studio, it's just going to associate the STL file to Bambu Studio and open your slicer. Now we just wait for that to open. Now we can scale these up. We can add our supports, make sure the tree like we have there, and slice plates. If you want to make these individual, you will have to individually export them as an STL. So we can use this as an example. We can select everything, File, Export, STL, and do selection only. And then if we call this just forever tree, we can go to Bambu Studio again. We can just left click drag this here, and now we have that individual model exported. Now all you gotta do is hit slice plates, start printing, and you're done. I would like to kindly ask if you can leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate your time and watching my content. I would like to apologize with the scheduling. I'm attempting to keep it at 3 videos per week, preferably Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But since we've been occupied with other things, we haven't been able to catch up with the schedule. But once again, I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.